Welcome friends, it's Caleigh Bird. How's your About Me page looking on your website? Because that is different than your bio or your artist statement. But don't you worry, because I got videos on all three. And today we're going to go over exactly how to make a beautiful and succinct About Me page. So if you learn a little something, please hit the thumbs up button so more people see it. Ding that notification bell and make sure you're subscribed so you're back every single week for all the best fine art tutorials and art biz advice. Now remember we had said your bio is more of a professional write-up, which you can find right here. Your artist statement is more of a write-up about a specific body of work, which you can find up here. And your About Me, which is happening right now, is more of a personal look at you. So, first person is how we will write your About Me, because if you think about it, the title is About Me. So this should be written in first person. Just the same way the rest of your website, everything is in first person, your About Me page is in first person as well. And this should be written in the same sort of conversational tone that you write everything else on your website or in your social media. Whatever kind of tone and whichever kind of language you use for the rest of your website and social media is going to be perfect for your About Me. This should sound like your voice is speaking it. When someone is reading this, they should hear your voice speaking the words in their ears. However, that's not to say that thesaurus is not your best friend. If you heard any of my videos, you always know that I tell you to jump up to the thesaurus, and anytime you're about to write in any kind of adjective, just pop it in there and see if you can't find something a little bit more interesting that's going to enliven the imagination of your audience that much more. This is where you want to include your artistic philosophy or outlook. You want to talk a little bit about why your work is meaningful and where it comes from. If there's a history behind it, or if there's someplace deep, dark in your heart or soul, that is exactly where you need to find your voice and what you need to be telling people as to where your artwork is meaningful. If there's something incredibly important or pressing or deep or moving about your artwork, this is a really good place to express that. Let people know your philosophy on why this is so important. Definitely let people know what the most interesting or unusual or remarkable aspect of your artwork is. Some people will actually read this before they actually see your artwork, or they may only see one or two pieces of your art and not understand if that's representational of your mood that day or of your entire body of work. So this is a really good place to write about what is the most important, what's the most captivating, what's the most interesting, what is going to really grab their attention and let them know that you are an artist to pay attention to. If there are any interesting places that you have lived or visited that have heavily influenced your work, or perhaps you've created a body of work in an interesting place, or because of visiting some place that's very remarkable or fascinating, then definitely this is a great place to share that too. Don't list out every place you've lived or where you're from originally or any of that stuff unless it absolutely has to do with something very meaningful or important in your artwork. But if it does, and if it's captivating, this is a great place to talk about it. Is there anything you hope to accomplish with your artwork? Is there anything you have accomplished with your artwork? This is also a great place to talk about that. If you've gotten some huge commission that's maybe an outdoor art piece, or maybe by, the National Gallery, something that is incredibly remarkable like that, then this might be a place that you want to talk about it, because that could influence who you are as an artist, because that can show that you are very accomplished and that whatever you are trying to do with your artwork has been accomplishing it. So if there's something that you want your artwork to do, or sometimes artists make art that is for a specific awareness, sometimes they even fundraise with their artwork. So if there's anything extremely meaningful that you want your artwork to do or that it has already done, definitely talk about that here. And remember, like your bio, you don't want this to be a super long document. I would say this could probably be between 200 and 300 words, possibly a little bit longer than your bio, because the About Me can tend to be a little bit more fun, but don't overthink it, don't overwork it. And this is another place where you should have 2 or probably 3 versions. I would have a version that's maybe between 250 and 300 words, then have another version that is maybe 100 to 150 words, and then another one that's just a couple of sentences. Because honestly, a lot of times different websites and different social media platforms, different things that you sign up for are going to have different amounts of space for where they want you to write a little bit about yourself. And it's important that you have something that sounds good and succinct in whatever that space constraint is, rather than sounding all chopped up. And if you go ahead and have it done, then it's just a matter of copy pasting whenever you get there, easy as pie. And people usually tend to wrap up their About Me with that classic sentence saying something along the lines of, and when I'm not in my studio, you can find me out da-da-da-da-da and blah, 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 blahing. Like for me, I would say something like, when I'm not in my studio, you can find me crisscrossing the country in my van, climbing tropical mountains, and jumping through my hula hoop to live music wherever I can find it. You know, something like that, something exciting. Let people know that you are well-rounded. It might be something simple like, when I'm not, you know, in my studio, you can find me eating ramen noodles with my cat on my lap, you know, searching for the last sliver of sunshine in the day. You know, something, even if it's literally just eating noodles with your cat, you can make it sound interesting, fun, well-rounded. I notice a lot of artists tend to talk about their coffee or caffeine addictions in this last sentence. So whatever you can think of is good, but it's a really nice way of sort of rounding you out as a person and leaving on a lighthearted tone and making people feel like, oh, I have even more in common with this person, because the best thing you can do for your audience is let them know that you have commonality with them, that you share things with them. It's going to make their relationship with your artwork that much more special. Hopefully you're feeling so much more confident about writing your artist bio. You've got this in the bag. But if you do need more help with this or any other writing about your art, don't forget I am available for one-on-one mentoring via webcam. I've also got this great playlist going on with all the different ways that you need to learn how to write about your art. From your CV to your artist statement to product descriptions in your store to even writing a newsletter. Check out this website. I've got all kinds of different ways that you can learn how to get better about writing about your art. Thank you so much for being here today, folks. I hope you learned so much. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, ding the notification bell, and I will see you next week for all the best fine art tutorials and art biz advice.